Good morning. Hey, friends. What's up, everybody? It's your boy. Morning, Zumsy. How's it doing? So, today, I want to explore a timer. And I do believe CyberDragon made a tutorial, so we'll probably have that, and we might even watch it on this stream. But my thought process is we're making a timer to place into our mobile game, which we were going to be submitting to the GM, the Game Jam. Yo, RD 0007, what up? Good morning. Tom Boxel, good morning. Welcome, my friends.
This person is a pro. Like, how much time did you spend here? This is crazy good.
Crazy good.
Tom Voxel's probably in the chat.
Hey, Tom Voxel. How are
Hey,
you?
Tom Voxel.
Tom Voxel.
Tom Voxel himself.
Tom Voxel's here. So I'm looking right now at CyberDragon's YouTube page. But we're going to be opening up Vox Edit. So I'll go ahead and get that ready. But on CyberDragon's YouTube, we're looking for a timer. He does have like quest timers. But we're actually going to be making, you know, like a digital clock, pretty much. So I don't think he's made something like that. Instead, most of these are like timed events. So a clock, timer, clock, sandbox. I don't think anybody's really made a tutorial for this either. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm the guy. Hey, welcome at VVox. Try scoreboard. Oh, true. Let's see. So on CyberDragon's page, we'll see scoreboard. So, okay. This is pretty much what we're looking for, I think. Yes, I know Sandy Coffee has made more than one. Sandy's such a nice guy, too. He actually reached out after Fungus Among Us. Really nice guy. Vox Machina, what up? So it looks like I made it about 11 minutes into this. So clearly we could just pick it up where we left off. So I was planning on making one from scratch. This is a question I know a lot of people have had, is like, can we use other published assets in the Sandbox marketplace? Doing well. And VVox, thank you very much for the tidbit. Vox Machina doing well, thank you. Just getting Monday started right, I hope. I got my coffee. I had breakfast. I've got no excuses.
Okay, everybody, I'm here.
OG!
Here. The party starts now!
OG Shakespeare, what up, dude? Welcome in. Welcome, Raiders. I didn't know you're streaming. But hey, how you doing? Good morning to you. Oh, excuse me. Yo, Mr. Mayor, what up, dude? But OG, thanks for the raid. How'd your stream go? What were you guys doing? So I get the idea here. So more or less, Cyber Dragon had used animated decorations, which I was completely, on the ball with. Like, I knew this is what I had to approach. So this isn't a timer. This is a scoreboard. Which is good. We need that too. Yo, what up? Welcome in, Keeper Top Shot. Welcome in, Cold Cuts. Welcome in, Nick Skull. How you guys doing? Welcome, everybody. It's true, Mondays are sale price for coins.
Is it Nick Skull? It is Nick Skull!
No more tipsy sound. Cold Cuts, you couldn't hear it? Uh-oh. Might be low. Oh, you're right. I think I know what you're looking for. You're looking for the other one. You're looking for the other one. Let me turn it on.
Another one.
Another one. The sound a lot. Yep, that's the one. So I basically have a command that turns off all of them, and that one wasn't added. T Spankster, yo, what up, T? How you doing? Welcome in. So we're gonna be doing what Cyber Dragon's doing here. This is September 20th was when this video was made, but he made a scoreboard. RD 0007 cashing in the creator coin. Thanks, my friend. I'll write your name down before I forget. Hey, yo, what up? SSK Wolf's here. How you doing, dude? So this was RD 0007 with the coin. Keep in mind, you guys can cash those in immediately for a meme, and I'll try and get it in by tomorrow. Welcome in. Please lick me. How you doing? Please lick me. Always a pleasure. Crypto Monete, how's it going? Welcome. So, this is going to be a great starting point. And I know a lot of you might be curious with this mechanic too. So I think we're going to be referring to this video quite often throughout the stream. But if I can, in our 2-hour stream, do what a 20-minute video did, I think that'd be a win. Because I've never actually made one of these. A scoreboard or a timer. Both of which would be very, I think, difficult to do from scratch. And guess what? We're doing it from scratch. So the idea is every time a ball was detected, it's going to increase the value above. And so each of these has their own message that toggles. And it doesn't look like in this tutorial he went into the teens. So we just need to keep that in mind. I said mind. Double jump kick, fadeaway dunk. We need some like group dancing. I can make you guys all jump at the same time. Nice. So he's toggling each, and he's using message broadcasters to send out the message. So he set up all the messages and then he just stacked them on top of each other. And because they're all the same asset, they all have, you know, the same pixels. And what I'm imagining based on this asset is that there's like a 0.1 pixel or a 0.5 even, where the white number is in front of this black kind of background. And so what he's doing is he's turning off the white number on everything, you know, based on like getting the next score. So he turns off the white number and then he's turning on the next one. And so because of that, even though they're all stacked on top of each other, only one of them is displaying the white number. And so that's what allows them to stack them.
Now we're going to stack them up so you don't see them all next to each other. So this is the way to do it. We're going to highlight 0 and hold shift so it snaps.
So he's not destroying them because they're all the same asset. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and start with making our neat clock and a half. So I'm going to do 0 through 1. Wait, so 0, 1, 2, you know, the 10 numbers. And I'm going to do that using Photoshop and bringing it into Magic Voxel. So what we'll do is we'll start with putting Photoshop on screen so you guys can see it. Do I have Photoshop already set up? Nice. Okay, so with Photoshop, which I'm not sure why it's displaying that. Huh. That's weird. It's like displaying the suggestions menu on the stream. Hey yo, welcome in. Is that Rock808? Yeah, I was making more NFTs for the communities. So I guess we'll just do display capture. What? This will work. Moving on. So with our numbers here, I want to pick a font, and then I'm basically going to export all of them from 1 to 0. It probably would be beneficial to use, you know, like a digital font, but I'm extra. Let's see what this one looks like. This is the Twitch font. I kind of like this one, so we'll just stick with it. And what we want is to use the full size of this 256 by 256 pixelized like output. So I'm just going to place everything within these small blue borders so that there's room for our number here. And then I'm also going to center it using the paragraph tool. So now whenever I change this number, so 1, 3, 4, it's all going to be relatively center. So if I'm holding down shift, much like in you know, VoxEdit or Game Maker, I can center something using like a snap to grid type positioning. Jayona, welcome in. How's Bangkok today? So what we're gonna do is accidentally close Photoshop. Hey Sparky, what up? I don't know what I did, but I clicked the button.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11.
So I don't think it saved it. I think I accidentally hit like Control Q or Control W. My computer's a little bit slow this morning, interesting enough. I think I'm just doing too many things at the same time. Yeah, it's very slow this morning. So we're gonna go 200 font, maybe higher, 250. So same deal. We're just going to center our text using the paragraph tool, and then snap it directly into the center. So now, whenever we change this to a different number, it's going to stay relatively center. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to place it inside of, I guess, my VoxEdit folder. And I'm going to put this in my new mobile game folder. So this week, pretty much all of this week, guys, we're going to be working on a mobile game. So this is for the gamey game jam. And I have 2 ideas, and I would love to hear your thoughts on these 2 ideas. One of which will be based on Flappy Bird. You all know what Flappy Bird is. If you haven't, well, you're missing out, because Flappy Bird is the greatest game of all time. The other one is based on Temple Run, which is the 2nd greatest game of all time. So, Temple Run was like you as a character are continuously running and you're collecting coins, dodging objects, whereas Flappy Bird is you're going left to right and you're making a bird go in between obstacles. And so if you hit an obstacle, you die. So that's how Flappy Bird worked. Temple Run's relatively the same. So both of those games, I want to make into a sandbox experience. You sucketh. Well, Sparky, this will be Sandy Bird, so it'll be different. It's much different. It's totally not copyright, Sparky. 100% not. Maybe like 90%. So this will be our timer. So I'm just saving it, just so I can refer back to this if we need it. And then I'm going to be making each of our numbers. I'm going to go ahead and do them as white. I think white is a lot easier to read. I might try this just to be different, just to be weird, because you guys know me, I'm weird. I'm gonna give it a stroke. So it'll have a black background. But we also want to hide the number and numbers. This is okay for now. Let's just see what a different number looks like. Yeah, we'll try the stroke. Why not? So I'm going to save it in that same folder I just set up. So in our mobile game folder, we're doing numbers. This will be no 1. This will be no 2. And so basically I've keyboard shortcutted my export PNG. And so I just click a button and it says, oh, okay, you want to export this image that you're working on in Photoshop. And so I'm just going down the list of changing the number and then hitting that export button. And that allows me to just immediately save it into the same folder. And this is the Twitch font, which I like the look of. Don't like the 8. The 8 is butt ugly. But 1 out of 10 ain't bad. Cause it's awesome. Sandy Bird, yes. Keeper Top Shot. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, Minion Rush, Tom. I've heard of that one too. RD, you want to trade 5 creator coins for a custom? Yo! And the coin I won last week. So, I mean, because you're saying something, RD, I'll know. Yo, 9A!
What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night.
Try to take over the world.
But, RD, congratulations. What? Sparky's also cashing in. Awesome, Sparky. Thank you. But RD, I will put a note next to your name. You want that NFT. Great choice. And Sparky, congratulations on your coin. Writing down that I owe you one. But for those of you ready to redeem, you can use this link. I'll go ahead and just drop the link in chat here. I'll know, if you have a coin or expend a coin, because there's a little process that goes with it. So if you click that link, sends you here. You'll put in your Twitch name, how many coins you're redeeming. If you're RD, for example, you would check the 5 and then send your 4 to this link here. You'll check it after you send it. And so basically, I'll go in and make sure that you sent, X amount of coins to this address, which is basically just an ATM. That's what I named it. So if we just go to OpenSea real quick. So I can just check the history for this. Yeah, and then in the last box, you'll input, if you have an NFT, like a reference image, I recommend Pinterest. Or if you have a meme, you can send me a link on YouTube. A lot of people were using, Blipsy, which was very convenient. Thank you, specifically Nervex. I think Keeper Top Shot sent me one through Blipsy, so thanks for that. Or Twitch clips. We have a lot of Twitch clips here that help.
Tom Voxel's probably in the chat.
Hey, Tom Voxel, how are you? Welcome, buddy.
Tom Voxel.
Tom Voxel himself.
Tom Voxel's here. Yeah, Tom actually made that specific meme himself. And so it was very easy for me to put into the stream. So thank you, Tom. And 9A, thank you so much. The pro line of number pads. Yeah, 9A, that's my brand now. Honestly, if I were to put things on the marketplace, it would be logic and based for game developers, I would say. Karatros! Welcome, my friend. How are you, Karatros? And good luck with your game jam. What's the form for it? You were AFK. Oh, Crypto Monete. This is specifically for those of you that are redeeming coins. So don't worry about it if you're not ready to redeem. Today, we are currently working on a number system. So this might be another thing that I eventually put in the marketplace if I like the look of it. But what we're doing is we've now exported 10 different numbers. We're going to open up Magic of Voxel. And we're going to drag and drop these in there. So we'll find it in our VoxEdit folder. Ignore my poor folder structure. So we'll start with 0. 0 is a good number. And we can see here that it pretty nice. It came out pretty good. So we'll just go ahead and export this as a Vox from Magic of Voxel. I'm going to save this folder structure here. We'll do number 0. And I can go slower if you guys want me to. There's a lot going on. I'm just kind of walking through the motions here. So with this folder, we're going to want to find it and VoxEdit. Caratros! Cashing in. Thanks, Caratros. So I owe Sparky 1. I owe Caratros 1. Also, if you guys prefer, you can just immediately fill out that redemption form I linked. Hey, Wicked! How you doing, Wicked? Welcome. OG, thanks again for the raid, OG Shakespeare. You have points to redeem. Just realized it. Well, congratulations. Yeah. So Sparky, I will show you real quick an example of those. So I've made a couple more. You guys are actually getting a sneak peek. This one is actually a dud. I changed Nick's skills. Dud. But I've made a couple for, I don't think Game Dizzy or King of Crypto have seen these. Touche's is a work in progress. I was told this doesn't look like Touche. I thought it was cute. I'm also making one for Rock. So Rock hasn't seen that one either. But Go West cashed one in. Nick Skull cashed one in. VVox. And Woke Zombie is a work in progress. Woke Zombie recently cashed in 5 NFTs. 5 coins for an NFT, I should say. So yeah, those are all works in progress. And it looks like RD wants one. So RD, the sky is the limit, my friend. Just give me inspiration. And it doesn't take me long to make these. I really enjoy doing it too. Plus, you get a literal custom NFT out of it. Like, it doesn't get any more custom. It's not RNG based. It's like, it's Halfd0rk inspired. 10k away, woo! Cold cuts. I look forward to seeing what you want. If I have to make them hold a sandwich. Always a pleasure. Thank you, OG. Zumzy, can you remove the empty cube in Magicka? Or are you going to import 2 files? Really? This cube? Good call. I thought I deleted it. I remember deleting the pink cube. But I'll just take your word for it. So we've saved that. We're going to go into that Magic of Vox folder. And what I tend to do is I'll drag and drop that into VoxEdit folders specifically. And so I'm going to take this, drag it into my new import folder. And then in VoxEdit, what we can do is we can import that Vox that we've just set up. So it's going to be in VoxEdit imports. Number 0. So here it is right here. We'll go ahead and create controller. And we're going to basically be making all of our numbers. So we'll do number 0 to start. And we'll see now that it is flat on the ground. What we can do is we can go into that file and we should be able to just like place it to where, what's this button? Rotate in X-axis. So we can just flip it like so. And then when we save it, it'll place it where we need it. Nice. And so this is going to be a giant scoreboard, which is what we want. We're kind of going to use the illusion of depth. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what we want. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process, and we're going to import all 10 numbers. With no input, Sparky? Okay, you guys have to give me at least something to go off of, because I don't want to spend time and then like you'll be like, well, that doesn't really work for me, because you're cashing in, you know, channel points, which by the way is the equivalent of like 50,000. Some of you just won some, but yeah, like I want you to have something that you like. Sparky, I'd probably make like a Pikachu for you. But like your own custom Pikachu. Great, so we've got that one. We're going to go ahead and go back into our numbers folder here. And we're going to be doing every single number. Easy peasy. And so that's a 1, so we're just going to save. Go back into our folder. I could just save them all directly into my imports folder. So I'll probably just do that. Well, I'm trying not to show all of my computer information right now, so. We'll just keep it as is. So number 1, and I'm gonna just kind of bulk do this. So I'm basically dragging, dropping, saving, naming, deleting, dragging, dropping, saving, naming, deleting, dragging, dropping, saving, deleting. And so this entire process, like I totally could have skipped like a ton of steps, I would say. But I also like, you know, kind of showing the process from scratch. Plus this will be a custom kind of like timer specifically for Halfd0rk. And I might even end up selling it. But that's, you know, wishful thinking. But I'm basically going to put these all into one asset. And that one asset, then in the game maker, I can use an animated decoration in order to animate it. I was like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Great. So now in Vox Edit, we'll do the same thing, just importing. And now we can see I've put them all in the imports folder of my Vox Edit. I just basically dragged and dropped them where I exported them. So I'm basically just gonna import each one of them into this project. Would be nice if you could bulk import. There's not really that many uses for that. Oh, Mr. Mayor, thank you for that. Your mechanical keyboard, it's a security risk. Seems like a good read. Keytap 3 is a software developed... Wow. Half decent microphone. Well, what is good, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for sharing this. I think a lot of you, especially content creators, should keep this in mind, because this is actually very interesting. I do use noise suppression. So even with my microphone, like I can start typing here. And you can't really hear my keyboard. You can hear a couple clicks, but not all of them at least. So it's acoustic eavesdropping, and so it's listening for specific clicks. That's a good share, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for that. So back in Vox Edit. So now I'm going to go into each one of these and just hit that same button to flip it on the x-axis. What was probably good to do is set it to the floor as well while I'm in each one of these. So that way, when I do actually add it to my hierarchy here, it should just put it right on the floor here, which looks great. Love it. Hey yo, Sage, what's up? Yeah, have yourself a fantastic day, Sage. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Good day, sir. Hope all is well in the world with you. So now that I've kind of started adding numbers, I'm also going to be adding a background. So I'm going to duplicate number 0 here. We're going to make a quick and dirty background. And we're going to make it 256 by 256. And so this entire background will use a slightly darker shade than this. But I'll just use the fill tool with the rect select. And then also color everything. I don't know why red was the choice Magic Voxel went with. I guess that might have been a Photoshop thing. We'll just make it pure black. For now. We might change that in the future. We'll save it and then put it attached. Last thing is we want to adjust the center. So center and floor, save. And so that will be reflected here. And so the idea is with each one of these numbers, when it's being displayed, so I'm just going to reference this for now, it'll be like placed before all the others. So like 0, for example, will be behind this background, whereas 1 will be in front of it. But for now, a couple things to set us up for success is I'll make this like 3 wide. And then I'll just go ahead and fill it. So that way we can hide numbers easily inside of it. So it's got 3, I guess, in the width. And this is the Z axis. So width would be X, height would be Y. So I guess this would be the length. So Z being the length of it. So for now, we'll just place this just out of view so we don't see too much of it. But with each of our numbers, I also didn't like that it had that red border. So while I'm adjusting each one of them, I'm going to go ahead and fix that. And we'll do a glowy black. I wonder how that'll look. Maybe it'll make it pop a little bit more. So we'll try it. It's the same thing, just grabbing that red, turning on the glow. And each one of these is great as is. We're going to go ahead and create all of our child nodes though. Great, that's all of those. So now, again, we're going into each one of these. We're flipping the X, so this is a number 2. And we're going to set to center, set to floor with the number. And then we're taking this eyedropper tool, we're selecting the red. We're going to turn that on. So flipping the... Oops. Well, that's correct. So it's a 3. Selecting the red, turning it to black, and then setting the pivot tool, center floor. Save. Number 2 and number 3. Same deal here. 4. Flip it a couple times, make sure it's correct. Set the floor, set the center, then set the floor. There's a 5. I think this is supposed to be 6. Six looks weird. Whatever, man. We're committing to it. There's a good chance I'm gonna hate it. I know me pretty well. And me has OCD. Last one. So this is supposed to be a 9. So a couple of these, I want to just double check. Yep. Just making sure I have that glowy black. We'll see. I can always re-export this if I need to. But now, I'm going to attach all of our children. So now that those are there, I'm going to go and center this. And it's worth noting that I want these to be used next to each other. So what I want is then to place background in a way that it makes sense. So the background needs to be essentially around the perimeter of this 0 and not, you know, like extra distance away. And so what I mean by that is I'm basically going to remove the sides of it. So let's try 200 by 200. And setting this to the center, set to the floor. Oh, that's pretty close actually. Let's try 180 by 180. So we want the 0 to be exactly in the middle of it. So it looks like the height is definitely going to be taller than the width. So what we'll do is adjust the height. So this is the height. We'll make it 200. And the width we want smaller. So we'll do 150. And then I'm going to fill the rest of the space. So the height's actually too big now. Let's remove. Try 180. Nope, too little. 185. We want to get that sweet spot. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So we'll save it, and then in this mode, I can replace this 0 And so what I'll be using this for is to have like timers as well as countdowns as well as a scoreboard. And so these numbers will be next to each other so we can do double digits, even triple digits. So our background, we're going to place it back at 0. If it'll let me. And then our number 0, we're going to put it... It has to be at least 0.4, so we'll put it at 0.5, I believe. But at 0.5, it's not also in front of the black. So our black we can adjust a little bit here. We'll have the black at -1. Oh, okay, so I said 0.3, it's probably 3. So 0 would need to be, because we put the black -1 back, it would have to be at least 2 to be visible. Great, so what we'll do is we'll copy this frame. And for each of these, 1 second. Oh, thanks, V. Not hearing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, when I got up, I had muted myself. Somebody was in the bathroom. So, my room is right next to the bathroom. But thank you for the reminder. Hey, yo, Cyberdragon, what's up, dude? Cyberdragon, we were just watching your tutorial. Or skimming it, I should say. But I'm going to be setting up a timer. But for those of you interested in Cyberdragon's tutorial, it's using animated decorations to set up cats. It's using animated decoration to change the numbers, and then he was also using message broadcasters in order to change them. So that's what we'll be working on. So yeah, this is a great starting point. We have all of our numbers hidden inside a 3-pixel background. And so each one of these numbers is only 1 pixel, but it's kind of like placed in front. So that way we can kind of layer these. And then with our idle, we actually want the background to be in front of everything so that we can hide it. And so we'll do, I think, 1.4. Well, this background in general is kind of large. And so we want it to be kind of aligned with the 0. I know I'm like talking nonsense right now, but... So our 0 is 2 in front. And as we know with our 0, it's only 1 pixel in length. So the Z-axis being the length. So for our idle animation, we want our 3-length pixel background to be kind of laid in the same position. Because it's 3, we'll want it at, I think, 2. Because this one, this 0 here, is on a 2. So I take that back. We want this one to be on 1. So that way, when we have it in the Game Maker, when we change animated decorations, which I need to fix the clip here, 0 needs to be moved. Or no, it's the background that needs to be moved. So everything needs to be hidden inside. That's all. But because this is the idle and we've already set up number 0, we can go into our controller, we can pick the 0, and then we can just send this keyframe to everything. You can see all the numbers slowly hiding themselves inside of our background. Right. So that's our idle animation. 0 is showing 0. So now we can duplicate this. We'll do number 1. So same deal. We want 0 to represent 1. So we're just going to paste that same keyframe, and then we can take a different keyframe, copying it, and attach it to 0. Great. So that's the idea. A neon bus. That's a great idea, CyberDragon. CyberDragon, do you have anything on the marketplace? I don't think you have any assets on the marketplace. The Sandbox marketplace. Don't you have catalysts? Not into sales. I can see why, but at the same time, didn't they provide you with the means to do so? But you're welcome to elaborate if you like. If not, no worries. Because we are interested. All of us here, you know, we're trying to be Sandbox professionals. Oh, you can request it. Gotcha. Ooh, speaking of marbles, OG Shakespeare. It's about that time. I'm going to finish this, and as soon as I hit the export to marketplace, we're going to play some marbles. That way I can say I was at least somewhat productive today. So right now I'm kind of like bulk duplicating all these things. And it makes sense to me. What I'm doing right now might not make sense to you. But do not fret. I know what I'm doing. Or at least I will pretend to do. Oh, wrong number. Is it 3? Yes. So essentially I just duplicated number 3 a bunch of times, changing the number in front of it, and now I just have to hide number 3. Cool, so let's click the number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Why does 6 look weird? Is there a different color here? Somewhere? Cheers! Oh, the purple portal! That's right, Cyber Dragon. Yeah, didn't you, simplify your portal? Like, I recall you saying that the faces were too large. Those darn faces. Alright, so it looks like we're ready for export here. And then we're going to bring it into the game maker and see how bad I did. So we'll go ahead and export to marketplace. We do want the idle to likely be 0. At least this will be easier to see. I think we'll keep the default animation as idle, but the thumbnail we'll have as the 0. So now I'm going to go ahead and import it. We'll call this the HD scoreboard timer. Version 1. Behaviors, default animated. Categories, sandbox, electric, machine, retro. Catalyst, legendary, common, magic. It doesn't honestly need any of this. Let's do power. Save. Oh, Cyber Dragon, I made these. My 6 is backwards? Nani? You're absolutely right. Let's do it. Let's flip it. Wait, that's a 9. There we go. Save. Alright, we'll re-export that real quick. Thank you, Cyber Dragon. Thanks, OG. So we want default idle. We'll keep that. I was just fixing it just now. But now we're gonna be booting up the marbles. So easy to replace. Ooh, interesting. We can't actually test the animations here. In the edit asset. I mean, that's not a big deal, but I guess that's worth noting. I didn't do the animations wrong, did I? I guess we'll find out in the game maker. But for now, I'm going to be booting up the marbles. Bust out your marbles, everybody. Bust them out. All right, who's feeling lucky? We're gonna do 2 races, each one for a creator coin. And I think everybody enjoys Boost. I've never seen Fashion Show. What does Fashion Show do? This mode, you as the streamer can welcome your community to join and compete to show off their best marble cosmetics from the app. Did you guys know there's a marble app? I don't think any of us have really explored that, but there's apparently like a phone app you can download, and you can change your marble cosmetic. So, yeah, maybe keep that in mind. I don't know. Let's do a random map. Yeah, this one looks good. Off the rails. Yeah, let your balls roll to the floor. Exactly, Cyber. Alright, everybody. Balls to the walls. Exclamation point play to join in. So keep in mind, this is for a creator coin. Those of you who have been a part of my stream know what they are, but in case you're new here, creator coins allow you to add your own meme to my stream, such as, well, look who decided to show. Nervex picked that one out. And so that allows people to spend their channel points to play your meme. And some of you have selected Twitch clips, which I also enjoy.
Oh, hey! Keeper Top Shot.
Keeper Top Shot from Twitch. And so it's a great way to introduce yourself,
Tom
you know,
Box is probably in the chat.
when you show
Hey,
up.
Tom Voxel, how are you? Welcome, buddy.
Tom
Tom
Voxel.
Voxel.
Tom Voxel himself.
Tom Voxel's here. And so it's a great way to introduce yourself to chat. Also, my VIPs have custom commands that they get to play, such as Sparky's.
Really, on a scale of 1 to 10, you
are an 11. So that's for 1 creator coin. So basically, winning this race allows you to pick a meme. Or if you have 5 creator coins, you can commission a custom NFT from me. And so VVox is the one I like to show off the most. And so here are some sample NFTs that I've been making using 3D modeling software. So for 5 coins, you're able to commission me to make one of these 3D models. That's all you get to see. Good luck, everybody, in this race. We're starting it. 20 seconds. Yo, welcome in, Taran. Taran Slayer. Good luck, racers. Let me put on some hype music. Wait, where's my Spotify? Hype music, please. Alright, let's see it. Coming down the chute. Yo, Codazine, welcome in. Sorry, man, I think you missed this one, but next race, we'll make sure you're in. In the lead here, we've got Wicked, followed by OG on the opposite side, and Jayona. Several people are still coming down the chute. This one looks fun. The winding track here. Jayona has a sizable lead, it seems. Wow, right down the middle there. Is anyone else even close? Cold cuts. OG Shakespeare. And of course, Halfd0rk. That guy is quite amazing at pretty much everything. Look at these hair follicles. Jayona just brushing on past. Whoa! Getting shot up. Ooh, and there's like bouncy pads too. That's fun. Alright, we got some more coming down the line here. Well, Halfd0rk's a... Oh my god, Halfd0rk fell off, but Jaona clenches victory. Congratulations, Jaona. We'll just see how everybody else fares. Looks like Taran Slayer is going to be next. Unless he misses. Bye, Taran! See you later, Taran Slayer! Here comes Angie. Angie's turn. And Wicked. Nice. There's Angie second, Wicked third. Here comes Cyber Dragon. Well done, everyone. Don't worry, we're gonna have another race here. But Jaona, congratulations. I'll make sure I have your address. I think I do. I do indeed. So Jaona, I will be getting you a creator coin. Congratulations. Mr. Mark coming in hot. Let's see that bounce. Boing, boing. Hey, Lamau. Congratulations. Alright, one more race, shall we? Now, it looks like people were using boost in chat. Did you know that only certain maps allow you to boost? And guess what? One of those certain maps is coming up next. Hey, much love, Jaona. Thank you. So let's check out the boost mode maps. We've done straight complex. We've done curvy complex. Let's try straight clean. So you guys basically boost as you see fit. The boost range is 1 to 650. So you can type boost 650 if you're feeling lucky, and it's going to shoot you down. So, if you're ready to race, go ahead and use !play. You might want to wait a moment. There's like a round kind of table going on down here. So, yeah, wait until you're on the racetrack itself. There's kind of like a spinning kind of spiral. We can't see it. I can't move the camera right now. So just wait like 10 seconds. That's all I'm saying. Inaka, welcome in. Good luck, Kodazine. So again, this is for a creator coin. Here's a brief description as to what my creator coins do. I'm probably going to be adding more tiered creator coin rewards. So if you have 3, perhaps you could commission an emote for my stream. So the tipsy emote being one of them. So 3 creator coins, you could commission an emote. I think it's a pretty good trade. Alright, let's pump up those jams. 20 seconds. !play. Good luck. Don't forget, this is a booster. Why is it slow? Did I slow down time? Am I like a wizard? It's like not going fast enough. Press T? You're absolutely right, Cyber Dragon. Oh my gosh. My brain was hurting. I didn't think I could do that at this setup. Well, I know time works for the camera settings. Okay. You know what? That was embarrassing. Let's move past it. Good luck, everybody. Alright, so first person down the chute. Just take a look at that racetrack. Let's see, everybody. Who's gonna be first? Who's gonna be last? It's anyone's game. So it looks like Karatros, Please Lick Me, Taran Slayer, Cryptomonite, Anaka. Oh, and Cold Cuts are all on the track right now. Try and line it up as best as you can. I'm gonna stop right here with the camera. When you see your name, just fire away. Just go for it. Well, it looks like I saw someone fly off. There goes Cold Cuts. Keeper Top Shot's way ahead. Wicked as well. I'm trying to tilt the camera, but Keeper Top Shot is booming it. Keeper, I think, is gonna win this one, but let's see. We got Wicked and Taran close behind. There goes Taran too far. Here comes Wicked. Wicked slowing down right before. I think Wicked's got this. Taran went too fast. There goes Caratros. Yeet. Hey, congrats, Wicked. Wicked with the win. All right, whoever gets last place also gets a creator coin. You heard it here first. Wait, Wicked, where are you going? So Wicked landed and then he just kind of like bounced out. Did you boost again? That's funny. So when you guys complete the race, try boosting again. It looked like Wicked just won and then yeeted himself. So whoever comes in last gets a creator coin. Good luck. Let's see it. There goes Cryptomonite. You got Please Lick Me, Jayona, Anaka, Angie, Nick Skull, Vivox, Codazine, and Vox Machina. Sparky with the brakes. Oh, here comes Cody. I think Cody's got the win. Hey! Alright, so our winner was Wicked, U2. And then in last place came Codazine. So last place gets the runner-up prize of a creator coin. So congratulations to Wicked, U2, and Codazine. I owe both of you a coin. Thank you for racing. That was our last match. I'm going to be sending both of you a coin redemption form. So let me send that real quick before we forget. And thanks for playing, everybody. But now we got to get back to work. See, Codazine? We're all winners here. Well, I mean, technically, first place is the winner, and last place is the winner, which doesn't really make sense, but for today, that's how it works. So I'm sending one to Codazine and sending one to Wicked. So guys, just fill out this form. All it asks is for your wallet address that I can send to a Matic specifically, and then also your Twitch name, so I just know I got it to the right person. Thank you both. Thank you, congratulations, and well played. Alright, so now that we have exported our timer, we're going to bring it in to the Game Maker. And we're going to try our best to animate it. So I've actually started on a mobile game. My map isn't quite ready to present yet. So I'm not going to show off that yet. Instead, we'll go to my testing site. But for those of you that didn't hear... Oh, let me turn down the music a bit. So, for those of you that didn't hear, there is a game jam currently ongoing. So it's called the Gamey Jam. Let me just drop the link. I'll find it real quick. I actually have to go on Twitter to find it. I'm going to bookmark it so it's easier to find. I love that emote, Cold Cuts, with Jake. So here is the game jam that I will be submitting to. I might even make more than one game, depending how long it takes me to make this first one. But The two kind of like mini games that I have in mind are Flappy Bird and Temple Run. So if you guys didn't know what Flappy Bird was, it's like a bird that goes left to right and you have to go in between obstacles. And then the other one was Temple Run, which you're kind of running forward, collecting coins, and like jumping over obstacles. And so both of those game ideas, I'm going to try to recreate in the Sandbox, because I think it's a good test of skill. And then also, like, I'll be working on various like styles of retro art, so that'll be fun. But for now, we got to work on this timer. So I'm going to find a good spot for it. I think I'll just go over here. I'm going to put it against this wall. Oh, and I made these yesterday. I think a couple of you saw them on Twitter. But basically number pads. Interesting how they affix themselves to the wall. But if I put them, I think right here. Each one of them has a different number on it. And so that's to like represent numerically like a sequential sequence of events. Or it also has like a catalyst attached to it. So I could use this number 1 number pad specifically for detectors. Or this one has power, this one has health, this one has speed, and this one has magic. So I can use those specifically when I need them. Just so as a representation, I could be like, oh, this number pad has, you know, the magic bird function attached to it. So I made those. I'm pretty proud of them, I suppose. But what we made today, in the first part of our stream, was this big-ass timer. Which it looks like I don't know which side is facing forward. But by default, it should be using the 0. Wait, no. I think by default it has the idle. And it does appear that I didn't export it correctly, but I have a hunch as to why. So in our Vox edit, before we export it, I believe we had to add an extra frame to everything. So if we go here, we can see that each of our frames needs to have that extra animation. And so all I'm going to do is go into each one of our animations and skip a frame ahead, add a keyframe. So I think just by doing this, it'll allow us to export with animations. And I know there's pros in chat, and they're just kind of watching and nodding. You know, like that one guy in the forest. He's just like, yeah. Yeah, Halfd0rk, yeah. So if you ever have to add animations, just keep in mind you have to have like a loop. And they all have to end on the same frame. So now that that's set up, it should work. So basically we're going to re-export it. And we'll keep the default animation. And I like the 0 as the thumbnail. Do you think they have to be 0001, 02? I think you might be onto something, Sparky. So if this doesn't work, which I'm not saying it will work, but if it doesn't work, that is very likely the solution. Also a little bit of lag here. A lot of bit of lag. Version 2. So back in the game maker. Well, yeah, Sparky, I think you're onto something. I know that is specific for certain animations, such as attack. So if you have attack, the default attack for every asset is 01, but you can have up to 4 attacks. And then you also have like the charge attacks. for example. Man, my game is very laggy today. I think it's just my computer. But now we can see here with the animated decoration, we have all our numbers. Yay! I did something right for once. Yay! I'm not dumb. I'm not dingus. However, they are facing the opposite direction. So I are dumb. I are dingus. I are baboon. And so what we want to do is kind of overlay these. And what will happen, I kind of like the shadow it gives. That actually makes it pop a little bit more. What we want to do is we'll have the main background, so the idle is what we named it, where there's no number showing. That's going to be in the front. But we're going to be turning off and on all these other numbers. Also, why do I have that stupid bird component? Where the heck are you? There you are. I was testing a bird components, and now it's just distracting me. Get out of here. So we have basically a default. So this default one is going to have idle. And just to test things, because it's always good to test, I'm going to kind of stagger it just so I can click it easier. And then I'm going to have a sign that I can click to turn off and on the 1. So we set up number 0 actually. So this will be turning off and on our 0. And so it has a toggle. We're going to be toggling the 0. I guess we could just use toggle here. So toggle number 0. And so then with our sign, and this is not how Cyberdragon was doing it. In fact, this is going to be how Halfd0rk does it. And Halfd0rk likes to learn the hard way. So even though Cyberdragon had a very nice tutorial where you can learn everything step by step, Halfd0rk likes to jump into the deep end of the pool and then swim to the shallow end, realizing that that was in fact the best way to do it. So Halfd0rk's going to learn the hard way. So that means I'm going to have a button here that when we click it, sends out that message, number 0, up to everything in range. And so what that should do is if everything's set up appropriately, we'll turn on our 0, which it does. And then it should also turn it off. And it does. But it's also not exactly in front of our other asset. So we do want to take a look at that, because we want it to overlay. And so it's important to note that based on how we set it up in Box Edit, it's not exactly on top of each other. So if I turn it off, it is on top of each other. But if I turn it on, it goes behind it. So I need to fix that in Box Edit, I believe. Or I can stagger it to where it's like 1 in front. Let me just see how this looks. So basically doing the same thing but in reverse. That's something. The only difference is if I wanted, let's say, a different number. So let's go ahead and start adding more numbers. So we'll do indicator, and then I want it to be easy to read. So we're going to do size 32 equals, and then we'll close it off, number 0. So this one was number 0. Close it with less than slash size greater than. And then we can duplicate this sign. And this one will be number 1. Message to send will be number 1. And so what I'm going to do for testing is remove this blank background as though we don't need it, because there will always be a background based on our asset. And instead, I'm going to overlay these two. And number 1 is going to toggle with that same message, number 1. So let's see how this looks. The only difference is we need to turn off everything when there's a different message going out. So this is something I would use the message broadcaster for. So basically, message broadcaster would be sending out a turn off message for all of our numbers. So we'll do number off. And it's being sent to everyone within like 5 blocks, which is basically this entire asset. And it's waiting specifically for our button presses. And so the messages required will be number 0 and number 1. We'll see if this works. I think it might turn off everything.
Another one.
Another one. We want to remove the delay. We'll do a 0.1 just in case. And then both of these are essentially, I'm sorry, both of these giant timers will have that turn off message as well. So number off. Good May, Bengali. How you doing, my friend? Woo! That'll wake you up. A quick woo. I'm doing well, Bengali. Watching the market. Uh-oh. Is it going up or down? Do I really need to know? It appears to be going down. Still. That's fun. This is fine.
This is fine.
Awake now. Sorry, Go West.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
That's a mental math. Okay, so by turning one on, I see. So the way my message broadcaster is currently set up is it's basically turning it off and turning it on. So I click these buttons, turning it on, but then this message broadcaster is basically turning it off. But what we can do is instead send this off message specifically to everything else. But I don't think that's a great idea. It's probably a better way to do it. So I'm gonna start thinking out loud of how to message broadcast it better. So we want all of these to toggle, specifically when it's not their turn. So let's say I clicked a button, and the button turns on number 0. I would want number 1, if it's on, to be automatically turned off. So that's why I have this. So, in order to receive that off message, it needs to receive this message broadcast based on a message being sent. So for example, if I send out the message number 0, I want it to only be received by numbers 1 through 9, never 0. So that just means I need to set up specifically number.off to be sent whenever a different message, depending on like what number I want to reveal, is displayed. So essentially, this is all testing purposes. And then I also have to fix the background. The background was a little bit off-center. So I essentially just need multiple message broadcasters, which isn't a bad thing because they're just waiting for a message anyway. And then I have to tag each of my billboards. So it's going to be sending specifically to my number 0. Let me tag it better. So we'll call it timer.0. So we're going to tag each of these individually. And I should also increase the radius that they're sending out this message, just because I want to be able to visualize it a little bit better. So this one is sending that off message specifically to timer.1, and the message required is everything except for timer.1. So same deal here, except we're sending it to timer 2. And the message required is everything except for timer 2. So now, if I click any of these buttons, it should turn off the others. Oh, I didn't tag him. Also, I do have to fix this before I can continue. But let's go ahead and tag them. So we've got timer.1. This one was timer 2. This was timer.0. But I'll spread them out just a little bit so we can at least visualize it. So it turns it on, I'll click a different one, turns it off. Click a different one, turns it off. Click this one, I can click the same one, and clicking the same one only toggles the one in the middle. If I click a different one, it's sending out that message turning off everything else, except for that one. Great. So this is how my timer system will work. Wait, I think I clicked both of these at the same time. That's kind of funny. But that's a good starting point. Now the problem was my default, like my idle background was completely covering everything, so I don't want that. So if we just take a look at this, remove any tags, and we keep the animation on idle, it's unfortunately placed in a way that hides everything else. So that means we need to go back into Vox Edit and take a look at the position of our background here. And so we can see, based on the idle, is currently hiding. And so we've just copied the same frame. And we don't want the background to move. Instead, we want everything to move inside of it. So it's pretty simple. I just kind of complicated it more than I needed to. So all of our numbers now need to be inside. And so what I can do is just remove all of these here. And then just place our numbers within. And I could just copy like keyframe 1 here. Paste it to every single number. And then go back to the last keyframe, add all, save, export. And we'll go ahead and save in the game maker. We do also want to export it with a number on it just for the thumbnail. You can also lower the number of faces a lot by having all numbers on the background. How many faces do I have? I haven't even looked. I have 3,000 faces. You think that'll be a problem, Tom? So by putting all the numbers on the background itself? I think I'm okay for now, but it's good to keep that in mind. I think that's important to note, so thank you. It's funny because I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, under 5K is fine, but yeah, 3K. Like, I don't think I'm pushing the limit or anything. They all are going to be stacked on top of each other, so we'll see if that becomes a problem. Oh, I made this the other day. So basically a weapon that is a pointer mouse. So far, the animations don't really work well with it, so I'm going to keep playing around with it. It is good to optimize. I agree, Tom. You're optimized. Tom-ized. I regret nothing. So now with our default asset, oops, we're back in the box edit game maker. The Sandbox game maker. It's not the box edit game maker. TV is optimized. True. So we want an idle animation. We can turn off the loop. And in general, we don't even need this idle, this like blank one, because all of them are going to have it. It's going to be turning off and on. So instead, we want all of these to be on top of each other. Oh, whoops. I guess I made more than one. So all of these will be on top of each other. And because we've adjusted our background, it should conceal everything. And when we turn on one, it'll have that overlay, which is like a half a pixel in front of everything else. So now, whenever we turn off and on things, it's completely overlaid. That's awesome. So we've correctly set up a timer. I also swapped out the asset avatar, so now I can play as myself. I'm playing with myself right now. Uh-oh. Thanks, Tom. So, yeah, we're basically going to repeat that process with all these signs here and the message broadcasters. So each one of these signs is sending out a different message. So number 3. And it's being received specifically by this message broadcaster. So we're pushing a button. The button sends out a message. That message is received by this message broadcaster, which is sending specifically to the tag timer.3. Oh wait, let me rephrase that. And I'm gonna do it with all 3 things within the same page. Okay, so we have our timer. We have a button. And this button could also just be like a message or an event, such as like a literal timer. So you could have like a health or a platform even, that when the platform is going from left to right, it's being detected every second by a different message. And we can even set that up. I think that'll be one of the things we end the stream on. It wouldn't take too long. But for my example, you click a message button. So this button sends out the message number.3. Number.3 is received by our individual timer asset. We have several timer assets. Each one is going to have a different number. So number.3 is thus received by this particular one that has the animation decoration using number 3. It needs the tag timer.3. And it's going to be toggling, specifically toggling on with number.3. And so basically I can send out this button more than once to turn it off and on for this example. So you could technically use toggle or turn on, but it also has a turn off. So let's say I wanted, a sequential sequence of events. So it's like when 4 comes around, number 4 is also turning off everything. And so that is where the message broadcaster comes into play, because it is sending that turn off message specifically when every other number is being received. So because this message broadcaster is specifically tied to timer.3, the tag that we put on this asset, it's receiving any other message required. So we're skipping number 3 here. Right? Right. And so with all my other message broadcasts, so we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. So this one here, we can look at the message broadcaster. It's literally waiting for every number except for its associated tag. So number 0, 1, and 3. This one is representing number 1. So we want 0, 2, and 3. So when those messages are being sent out, so messages number 0, message number 2, message number 3, it's telling this message broadcaster to turn off message number 1. So it's basically telling this timer, this scoreboard, whatever you want to call it, to turn off if you're number 1. We'd love to see it as a countdown using platform and speaker. Yes, said Tom. I think that is probably the most optimized. I'm gonna say that every time I can now, but that would be the most optimized way to do it. Who do you work for, Go West? I work for the people. I work for you, Go West. So if I might have skipped a step setting up this new one. Let's see. So it turns on number 3. And if I turn on any other one, my message broadcaster is essentially turning off every single scoreboard that is not number 3. So basically, I click this button for number 3. Every time I click it, it's doing 2 things. It's toggling my 3. So if it's already on, it turns it off. But if it's already off, and let's say there was a 2 on the board, if I click number 3, it's doing 2 things. It's turning on number 3, and it's turning off every other number. Yeah, so that's cool. But now that we have those set up, the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to set up a kind of message broadcast platform here. And I'll do it right up here along the wall here. So we want a bunch of different representations. So let's use specific assets. I want to do a timer. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, and 4. We only have 4 set up, one of which being 0. And I guess because I already made these, we can use them. I'll just use these here. So we have 4. Darn 3-dimensional space. Messing me up. So yeah, before I publish these to where anyone can use them, I kind of want to make sure they're like centered. Right now, they center vertically, but they don't center horizontally. So for example, if I were to place a number pad right here on the ground, it's horizontally centered. But if I were to try and put it up against the wall here, let's say the wall had a block, it's kind of putting it on the bottom. And so holding down shift doesn't place it in the middle. So I'm gonna try and tweak that a little bit. Yo, Game Dizzy, what up? So yeah, Game Dizzy specifically had asked, like, hey, when are you gonna publish those? And so it's little things like those that I'll be tweaking before I publish it. Because I like having a stacked number pad like this, specifically. And so I want it to be both horizontally centered and vertically centered. But that would also mean the number pad itself would be floating. So I don't know how I feel about that. But for now, we're just going to place these right here. And we're going to have a platform mechanic. Do I have a clock? This isn't mine. I think it's Touche's. That's not mine. We'll use a flower. Why not? So this flower will start on 0. So 0, we'll just use a default number pad. Interesting. How? So it becomes flush. I guess that's just based on how this number pad's set up. Okay. Scoreboard! Yeah, Game Dizzy, that's what we worked on today. One recommendation, does it have a marketing on the shorter end? If you have it stacked to view from the sides? That's a good point, I think, Game Dizzy. So what you're suggesting is, with one of my number pads, is to have like a coloration on like the right side? Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, Game Dizzy. So we had made this scoreboard, so I'll just show you real quick. The scoreboard, we set up all 10 numbers, so 0 through 9. And whenever we click a button or when a message is sent out, it's turning on 0. And let's say a different message goes out, a message broadcaster is also receiving it, turning off everything else. So we have a message that is being sent to 2 things pretty much. One, I guess I can use 1 as the example just to iterate. So by sending out the message number 1, it's going to 2 places. A, it's turning on number 1. And B, it's turning off everything else. So it's, if number 2, that message goes out, it's turning on number 2, and then this message broadcaster on the ground there is sending the off message to everything else. And yes, Game Dizzy, I will be, in fact, doing this gamey jam. The prize pool was actually lowered, and so I kind of pointed this out on Twitter, and nobody's gotten back to me. But they tweeted about it, and they're like, hey, there's a prize pool of 50,000 sand. I'm like, oh, the article says 15,000. Is that correct? And radio silence. You think so, Game Dizzy? Maybe. I like how you tagged Seb. Well, Game Dizzy, I wouldn't say he always does, but that's wishful thinking. But at the same time, I'm going to be doing it regardless, because it's a great test of skill. And I have 2 good ideas, and I'm probably going to make both of them if I can. Because I need to make simple games. Mechanically speaking, a game doesn't need to be complicated. Ooh, SSK Wolf, you added Game Dizzy to the wall? I want to see that. SSK Wolf was making basically voxelized versions of all the Sandbox creators. Here, I'll show it. Yo, look at it. And King of Crypto. And Voxel Blaze. And you can see the asset down here too. Oh, that's so cute. So is it like a giant wall, SSK Wolf? So it's like this is the top of the wall, and so like you go down a layer, and then it was the previous 3, and then the bottom 3. Looks very cool. Good stuff, dude. And thanks for making those. That's awesome. That's such a creative use. Alright, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to make this a platform that goes the opposite direction. We want it to be roughly timed to where it's 1 second for each one of these numbers. 3, 4. So we'll try platform speed of... I think it's going to be lower than that. So it's going to start after 2 seconds. And when it's detected, so it needs a tag. So this will be plant.timer. So when plant.timer is received, so we'll go ahead and select all of these at the same time. It's a speaker component detecting our plant.timer. When it detects it, which we're going to lower it drastically, the detection range, probably even lower than that, so like 0.2. They're each going to be sending out a different message. And we can auto-hide it after 10 seconds, just in case. Lastly, I'll put an indicator on each just so I can look up and read it. And that indicator will use a size equals 32 number.x size. And then we got to close that syntax with a slash. So this one will be number 0. And so when it's detected, which we will adjust in the speaker component here, when it's detected, it's sending out that same message we already set up, number 0. This one will be number 1. This one will be number 2. Holly Sand. Holly Sand's a good name for it too, SSK Wolf. I'm pretty proud of Mount Voxmore. I think that's a good name. So this is number 3. And then number 4, which we have yet to set up, but I at least made the message. So it'll turn off everything, I believe. That's why I have this blue box behind it. So if everything's set up correctly, we have 0, 1, 2, and 3, each one of which is sending out a message. The message is being received by both these broadcasters and the wall behind it. So each one of these also needs number 4 attached to it as a message required for turning it off. And so that will completely reset everything. Great, so let's go ahead and save it and test it out, see if it works. And then, Game Dizzy, are you going to be streaming? I would love to raid you and take your time. We'll probably just dick around. Great, so we can see up there our timer. Every time it passes... Uh-oh, it didn't work on that one. It did turn off 0. I don't think I set up the detector for all the other ones. I only set it up for the first one. Because it needs to detect plant.timer. And when it does, it's sending out the message number.1. So it did register this one. This one already registered. So plant.timer is passing through each of these. When it passes through, it's sending out the message. The message is then being received. Oh. What? So it needs to send out the message, which it is. So this one should be sending out message number.1, which it does. Perhaps it's based on my detection range being so low. Let's just up the range, just for testing. So 0. 1. So it did have something to do with the detection range. 2. 3. And then 4 should turn it off. 4. Cool. Sounds good, Game Dizzy. We'll get that raid warmed up for you. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Does anybody have any questions before we close out today's session? I'll probably spend the rest of the time just making and finishing our countdown or timer. Hiya. Hiya. It's the same deal with all these. I want to see if I can just add a message to these message broadcasters. So if we edit the logic, we can see that I cannot customize in bulk the message required, which is a little bit annoying. I would have to go into each one individually and add a message required. So specifically, this one was number 3. So what I could do is just add it all to this one and then duplicate it, which I guess is what I'll do. Uh-oh. Crash imminent. So this one being number 4, so 5 minus 1 because we had 0. I would go to number 4, and I would change that to 3. So this one would be number 5. So I go to number 5 and change it to 3. Or 4, in this specific situation. Because I'm duplicating each one of these. So this one's number 6. So I'm going to change this one to 5. This one's number 7, so we're going to change 7 to 6. Because we're duplicating the one before it. And yeah, all this does... Wait, is this 8? I think so. Number 8. So number 8, we change to 7, and all this does is literally turning off every... It's turning off number 8 when a different number is being received. So depending on how our platform in the sky is going, like if it goes from 8 to 9, it's receiving the number 9 message and turning off number 8. So that's how I set it up. Hey yo, Halfd0rk, what up, dude? Welcome in. We're going to be wrapping up the stream quite soon. And thanks everybody for watching. I mean, we had a pretty successful day, I'd say. This is a good Monday. A good Monday indeed. And good luck to all of you who are participating in game jams and box edit contests. It's very exciting. So this one's number 3, then number 4, then number 5, six, 7, 8, and 9. Number 6, number 7, number 8, and number 9. So, depending on how sequential, a series of events is, I technically don't need in my message broadcasters to have every single number in it. But that's only if it's sequential. Like if we go out of order, then I do need every single number. But just as a demonstration or an example, like if our timer is counting up, it should always... If this is number 2, so we're looking at the tag here. If this is number 2, that means when number 2 is being turned on, it only needs to turn off number 1 and turn off number 3. So like the next 2 numbers sequentially. So in theory, unless you're counting out of order, or if you have a point system where like something is worth 2 points and something's worth 1 point, that's why you would need all of these messages. So, just for the sake of example, if it's a 2, the only messages you technically need are numbers 1 and 3. And that's if you're counting upwards or backwards. And yeah, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Wicked. Thank you, Zumzy. You guys are too kind. Ooh, Halfd0rk, I like those emotes. Oh, those are King of Cryptos. What? And the Ghost Pikachu. I've never seen that one. But yeah, I think that's worth noting. Personally, I like to cover all my bases. So, for example, this is number 2, so if any other number is being sent out, it's essentially turning off number 2. Why didn't it capitalize that one? Hey yo, Jakusha, what up, dude? Welcome in. Twitch makes some weird emotes, though. Those are very weird emotes. Both of those were made by Twitch. The ones that Archerflu said. So with our timer here, I can also just duplicate it for these last two, because I know what to replace. I say that, and I'm probably going to look at it and be like, what do I replace? But personally, I need to be better about making content. So for those of you who need tutorials like this one, I want to try and structure it in a way that can be put on YouTube. So if anyone has like a tutorial they want to see, please let me know. I would love to help. You know, upload something. Yo, D-Electronics, welcome in, dude. We're gonna be raiding our friend Dizzy in a moment. But thank you so much for popping in, saying hi. Laundry emote, Sparky. It kind of looks like a face. Oh, Sparky, I like the Yoda, though. Cute. Well, welcome, Jakusha D-Electronics. Thank you so much. And yeah, Game Dizzy, no rush. I have plenty to occupy my time, as well as everyone here. We're all excited to watch, so thank you, Game Dizzy. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in, hanging out. I just have to fix all of these to where they are broadcasting to the correct timer. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. So this one would be broadcasted to timer 4. And so we can see here, I tagged it incorrectly. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be number 5. And we can check here, seeing which message is not in the list. Because again, to reiterate, this sign is a button. The button sends out the number 5 message. Number 5 is being received by every number pad except for this one, because it's turning off number 5. This message broadcaster instead is turning on, or I'm sorry, is turning off everything else. And only number 5 would receive it. Oh my gosh, it's crashing. Guys, it's crashing. D-Electronics, thanks for the bits. Always a pleasure. Thank you, D-Electronics. Jakusha. Jakusha, do you like Overwatch? I'm just curious. That reminds me of Overwatch. Apparently Overwatch 2 came out very recently. I haven't tried it yet. Cool, so this one had the correct timer. Oh, you haven't tried it either, Keeper Top Shot. I know Overwatch is just one of those games that was very popular for a time. But now, like, everybody's, like, replaying it and it's like, is this still worth my time? So now we're going to be setting up numbers 4 through 9. So essentially, each one has a tag associated with it. easy enough to set up. It's just a little bit time consuming. But once this is all set up, I've basically made a 1-digit timer. If I want to make a double digit or a triple digit, such as like minutes and seconds, that's where things get a little bit more complicated. So that might be tomorrow's event, I should say, is making a triple digit timer. But I made a single digit one in less than 2 hours. So I'd say that's a win. And now I can literally like duplicate this. I can't duplicate it from games. So it's like every game I want to make it in, it'll take me an amount of time. And I made it from scratch. So in theory, like I can put this in a game in like 30 minutes. Now that I've done it. Whoops. Keep a top shot. You tried it, but not played it. You think you overwatched? Yeah, I've watched a. I've watched a couple streamers play it too. Sparky sending you 4 creator coins. Yo! Yay, Sparky! Well, I hope you have an idea or inspiration. And I did send out that form, but those of you that are looking to redeem, such as Sparky and RD, here is the form link again. Those of you that do fill it out, like I'll know if you have coins because I'm tracking the creator coin. Good morning, Cybertiger. What up? Welcome in. The master of voxels. How are you, Cyber? Oh, the electronics. I think he had to be on the screen in order to attack him. But I can attack you. Coming for you. Done and done. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Sparky. So I just made number 7. Let me just check it in my hierarchy here. Yep, so here's number 7. We'll duplicate it. We'll make number 8. And then number 9, and then we're just going to test it. And I think Dizzy will be streaming by then. So we just check the tag. Timer.8. Oof! Hey, you started at D-Electronics attacking my friend like that. How dare. Friends don't fight friends. Alright, let's save it and try it out. Dizzy's live. Fantastic. Thank you, Go West. I'm just going to test this, make sure it works, and we're going to end the stream. Okay. We also set up our timer up there, so that was part of what we did today. So when it reaches number 4, it should actually backtrack. So I should probably turn off the platform in order to test things, because it's just going to break a couple things. Let's see if 4 works, though. Yeah, 4 worked. I'm going to go ahead and remove my platform here from the equation. So we got 0, 7, 3, 5, 6. Ooh, did 6 work? Yeah, 6 works. 8, 9. And so each one of these is turning off everything else when the message goes out, but the message is also turning on the specific number. Perfect. I love it. Yay, we did it. Oh, he's still setting up. Thank you, Go West. Cyber Tiger. I almost called you Cyber Dragon. Like Cyber Dragon. Starting the day with Sam, fam. Thank you, Cyber. Ooh, we're about to raid Dizzy here. Thanks everybody for watching. Copy some emotes. But we're going to be raiding game Dizzy. Thank you, Vvox. Much appreciated. Shout out to all my VIPs in chat. You know who you are, but in case you didn't. Shout out to Cold Cuts and Cheese D-Electronics, Go West, Nick Skull, Sparky Snickle, Zumzy, and Vvox. I appreciate everyone here. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hi. I gotta get better about marketing and just putting myself in front of other people, but you're my people. SandFam for life. I already got it tattooed on my arse. Just above, you know, the crack. I have hashtag SandFam. Thanks everybody for watching. Have yourself a fantastic Monday. Start your stream right. Wait, your stream? Yeah, start streaming. Start your week right. Cheers. Let's go hang out with Dizzy. He'll teach us something new. I know he wanted to show off colors and animated components. Raid. Let's go. See ya.